Alright, in this tutorial, I will talk a little bit on technique how to animate objects. There are many different ways you can do it. So I will play the current version so you can get a sense. So first, I can see when I play the game, I will see animated drones flying around. Um, there's many of them in the sky. You can see right? Many drones. Also, you can see there's an animated dragon here. So it's kind of following a loop, a circle. So this dragon is actually has a collision. So that means if let me try to write. If I try to overlap with the dragon, hopefully I can do a little bit closer to this position. I will drop and hopefully can catch the dragon F. Okay, here we go. So I kind of landed on top of the dragon. I can also do C for the first person view. So I kind of riding the dragon. That's pretty cool. Of course, I mean I don't really have animation of sitting, interacting with the dragon, but I think you get the idea. You are able to ride. So I will talk a little bit how this can be done in Unreal. Right. Number one is the drone. Number two is flying a dragon. So I will start with the drone first. If you select, there's a system called Niagara in the level. Right. So this is called drones. Basically, it's a Niagara system in Unreal, which you can create particles. So here, if I see this is called Niagara system drone. If I search, you can see this is under content Star Wars. I just put the drones. This is actually a Niagara system. Um, Unreal does allow you to create a Niagara. This is a really advanced uh, features. You can simulate fireworks, waters, etc. Okay. So this is how to create a new Niagara system. Once you do it, you have many options. You can do, you know, simulated fountain. You can create, you know, simulated physics. You can interacting with audio. A lot of really cool stuff you can do. Okay. So that is in the template of Niagara system. So I'm not gonna go dive into the details. There's many template you can. All right, so I will just go ahead, double click the Niagara system here, and I will talk a little bit how this is created. So first, you have an emitter which generate a number of particles, and then the particle will update based on these parameters, such as how long it will live, the rate of spawn. So this could be really large number if you increase these values. Once the particle are generated, then the particle will interact with force. Okay, you can see by default this one is generated based on a box size, this dimension, but you can also do this with a different shape, like a sphere, for example, or other geometries. So once this is generated based on this emitter shape, it will interact with the force, right, such as wind, gravity, etc. So here we have only activate one force, which is called vertex velocity, which will create this kind of swirling, rotating, spinning kind of force. And you can definitely dial up and down this magnitude, right? So once these particles are moved, then I think I should fix issues. Okay. Once the particle are animated, then you can attach a render. So render basically will override the original shape of the particle. So right now I'm using a static mesh, which is the Star Wars drone download from Sketchfab. So I'm using this to replace the original particle. So that's how this works. So now if I save and go back to my level, you can see the drone now is kind of flying a little bit slow, right? Do I see some drones? Right, you can see a few of them flying there. Okay, so if you think, hey, I want to make the drone fly a little bit faster, right? It's too slow. So one way you can do is go back to the Niagara system, and you know the force, right, which control the flow of the particles. So I will probably increase the force. I don't know, maybe give another 0 here, so it's 10 times. And you can definitely see in the preview the drone fly a little bit faster now. So now if I go back to my view, right, you'll see the drone is flying pretty fast. Okay, maybe I should play. Where are these drones? Right, it's a little bit faster now. It's pretty cool. All right. You can also control other values. So for example, I want to make maybe even faster. Give another 0 here. Maybe 5. Okay. Compile. I also probably want to increase the number of drone. So here in the spawn rate, so right now is 1. I maybe give, I don't know, 10 just for the sake of demonstration. So I have 10 times 10 times particle, and also a lot of faster. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You have a swarm of drones. Maybe it's a little bit too fast. Yeah, that's a little bit too fast. So I will go back here. Maybe I will keep the drone as 10, but I want to slow down the force, right? So maybe just go back to 1. Yeah, there are many things you can play in this Niagara system. But keep in mind, if you have very complicated geometry and you have a large number of them, this probably gonna hurt the performance. So just make sure you are not, overuse the this system, the Niagara system. Okay. And also, I think the Niagara system is pretty efficient, so it doesn't really cost too much of frame rate because all the drones they don't really have a collision. I do feel this is a little bit too fast. Yeah, let's maybe just half. Yeah, I don't want them just flying too fast. Okay, so now maybe I will talk a little bit about another technique to render animation. This one is called pass animation. This is the dragon, and also with a drone. Okay, I will show you how you can manually animate object along a path. Right, this could be very useful if in the case of you want to have a vehicle, for example, and then this vehicle will interact with a path, and then you allow users to ride the vehicle. So this is more like you are in a kind of passenger seat. You are not really control the vehicle, but you just take the ride. Okay. You can also maybe set up some kind of specialized animation or collision, so you are able to actually land on top of the vehicles. Or in this case, it's a dragon. All right. So I will show you how to do it. So first, this is pre recorded animation tutorial you should download. This script is from Cruise Ruby. I recreated this blueprint based on his tutorial. You can download. I have another tutorial just explain how to copy paste this asset into your project and how to drag it into a new folder. So I already did that. I don't repeat here. So as you see, I already copy paste the files under the first level main. I create a subfolder called path animation. So here there are two objects, track and cart. If you guys want to use it, feel free. You can I think the track you can just simply drag it into your level. But for the cart, because you guys want to customize the geometry or even the lighting, you probably want to, you know, duplicate this into your own folder. But the track, you don't have to. Okay, so if I drag both of them, I will explain a little bit. So first, the track basically is just SP line. This will give the user ability to create a curve. So that's it. The second object is the card. If I double click, I already create a box collision. So that's the reason you are able to land on top of the dragon. I also have a skeletal mesh which linked to the dragon, and you can do any skeletal mesh if you want. Just you can swap different dragons. You can even do character. This is another dragon, but anyway, I think I want to using this dragon, and also you can attach animation to it, and also you can attach a static mesh. So here you can see I have this Star Wars drone right here. You can do any geometries you want. You can even add a lighting here. So I will just show you light. So I do a point light and then put the lighting here. So I'll just say the light. Okay, and then I will maybe move the light a little bit up. Right. Maybe make the light a little bit forward, so I can maybe make the attenuation to 100. I don't want to give a super large lighting effects. Maybe just here down a little bit, and also I give intensity bouncing up. Maybe I don't know, another 0 here. Just give a color so you will know the influence from this light. Okay, so this light I think maybe let's give the radius 500. Okay, so it has a pretty intense purple light. So now if I compile and play, you can see you have animated dragon, but also this dragon carry a light. So you see this purple light on the ground, right, which is also come from this animated path. So that's pretty cool. You have multiple component you can put in into this animated card. Okay, so the way to use it is you drag both of them from the asset into your level. So here I already did. So here you can see the card and drone. Oh, sorry, this is the card. Okay, so once you have the card in the level, you can also create the path, right? The path is this guy track. So I already did that. Actually, you can see the track 1, which is this curve. Okay, it's kind of like a looped. You can refer to my tutorial how to create this point by point. So basically, this track will represent the path, and you can create, any shape you like. You can make it go up. You can manipulate these anchor points once it's created. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, and then after that, you need to attach, right, this dragon into the track 1. So here I activated the card and attached this to track 1. So that's the only track available. You can also control the duration. So if you want this be a little bit slower, maybe 20, take 20 seconds to run the loop. So now if I play, you will see the dragon flying with a different path, right? But also it will take 20 seconds to complete the loop. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, you can also see the interaction of the lighting, right, from this animated dragon to the ground. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, yeah, so this is how you can animate, create a customized animation of a object. It still has a collision, so let's go up a little bit. I just want to ride the dragon one more time so you can see the impact. Yeah, but if you do want to control the dragon, let's say steering the dragon in some way, that is a different story. In that case, you probably have to create another character. Then that character has, certain control, keyboard or mouse. Then you can fly the dragon as a avatar, as a pawn, right? It's not really like this riding situation. The riding situation, you still control the superwoman. So she's the avatar, not the dragon. All right, I think that's it about this animation tutorial. Hopefully, I think you can use it in some smart way to create really cool effects. Okay.